Tom, are you there? I was just curious if you were already on your way home. You said that you were going to be back earlier tonight, and I already made dinner. Are you still at the office right now?
Oh, hey Diane. Sorry about this, but I'm not going home tonight, got it?
What do you mean by that? What about dinner? You're not going to come home to eat?
No, and don't need or want to eat your cooking anyways. So you can go ahead and just eat by yourself.
Tom, why couldn't you have told me any of this earlier? It would have saved me a lot of time and effort.
Well, it's not my fault. I still have work that needs to be doing here, and so I can't leave.
So you really couldn't send me even a single text telling me that you were going to be coming home late?
No, shut up. Why are you always nagging me? So I forget to send you one little text and now all of a sudden I'm the villain here. Do you have any idea how hard I work to provide for you and I? All the sacrifices that I make?
I'm not trying to say that you don't work hard for us, Tom. I'm just saying that this is happening more and more frequently. And I just want you to be a little more careful in the future is all.
I know what I'm doing, thank you very much. In fact, the only reason I don't want to tell you anything is because I know how you'll get.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
I mean that anytime I make even the slightest mistake, you always just get all aggro and start coming after me. I mean, remember the other day when I wasn't going to go with you to the store? You practically cornered me asking where I was going instead. It's like I'm not allowed to have even a minute of time to myself.
I was only asking if you had any other place since it was both of our days off.
And I'm telling you that I just need a little bit of freedom and some breathing room. Is that really so bad? You don't know what it's like since you work a part-time job. You have plenty of free time.
Do you actually think I really have so much free time to do whatever I want?
I know that you have it a lot easier than I do, and that's a fact. You took the easy way out just being a housewife. Do you know that? Man, women have it so easy.
You know that I don't mind going out to find a full-time job if that's what you're trying to tell me.
And if you and I were both working full-time, then just who would be taking care of things at home, huh?
Well, there would certainly have to be some changes around here, but we would help each other out around the house with those kinds of things.
That's what I thought you were going to say, and that's why I decided to make you my housewife in the first place. Besides, even if you did get a job, it's not like you'd be able to make any more than me. So that's why it's just easy to have you staying in the house doing all of the cooking and cleaning and all of that.
But you do realize that between my part-time job and all the work that I do at home, that I'm also practically working full-time, right?
Oh my gosh, are you really going to draw a comparison? How about you try claiming that when you are actually keeping the house all clean? If you're so eager to work, then you can start by doing a better job around the house.
Okay, fine then. If that's what you want, then I should be able to do that.
Do what? Find a job or do a better job cleaning up around the house?
You know what? Never mind, it really doesn't even matter at this point. You mean you really think that I'm only useful as your housewife and only working part-time?
Let's be real, Diane. You're already in your mid-30s now. You really don't have much else going for you besides your ability to keep a house clean.
I see. And what would happen if I stopped being your useful little housewife, huh?
Oh, I think you can probably take a few guesses at what's in store for you if you do that. Once you're not able to serve me anymore, that's the day that you and I get a divorce.
Wow, you really just came out and said it, huh?
If you didn't want to hear the truth, then you shouldn't have asked in the first place. I'm tired from a long day of work, and I really don't need someone like you always getting on my back.
Hey, Tom, are you there? I was just curious about where you are right now.
Where do you think I am? Still at work, of course. Do you really need me to tell you this?
Well, it was just that I was just talking to the neighbors, and they said that they happened to see you.
The neighbors said that they saw me? And just where did they happen to see me?
They said that they saw you in that new mall that opened up in the town over.
You do know that today is a weekday, don't you? Why in the world would I be at an outlet mall on a day when I have work? I think they just saw someone that looked like me.
Are you sure about that, Tom? Because they said the person that looked like you was walking, holding hands with another woman.
Well, that's just all the more proof that it isn't me, isn't it? If you really don't believe me, why not try giving my office a call? When you do that and realize that I've been telling you the truth this whole time, you're gonna have to be punished.
And just how or why should I be punished for checking in?
Oh, I still haven't thought of how exactly you would need to be punished, but just know that something is going to come. Probably a divorce.
Really? You'd really divorce me over doing just that? Do you really want to divorce me so badly?
I don't want to do anything, Diane. But you're the one acting up and forcing my hand when you do this. Besides, I know that thing that you fear the most is me leaving you, right?
And just what makes you think that's my greatest fear?
I mean, you're a woman in your mid-30s. Surely you know what a divorce at your age would do to your life, right? And you only work a part-time job with hardly any savings of your own to speak of. Do you really think that anyone is ever going to want to be with a washed-up old hag like you if we get a divorce? You were lucky when I came around in the first place. Do you know that?
Why do you always have to try and put me down like this, Tom? I really just don't see the point. And I still can't figure out what's changed with you. You never used to talk to me like this before.
Well, if you're upset about it, you should know that it's only because you've lost the charms that you used to. You used to be way prettier when we were younger. But I guess maybe all you had going for you really was youth, and maybe I'm just figuring that out now.
I really just don't understand what's gotten into you to act this way, Tom.
What are you talking about? Acting like what? I'm not acting like anything at all.
I just really don't know if I'm going to be able to keep living with you like this.
So then you're saying that you want to get a divorce? That's fine with me if that's what you want. You should know it isn't going to bother me at all.
If you don't like me anymore, then you can just come out and say it, Tom.
You really just don't get it, do you? We've been married for over 5 years now. This is so much more than just liking or not liking someone. This is about having a functioning relationship as a man and wife.
Well, I suppose at least now I can say that I understand your side of things.
But don't worry. I know that you're not actually strong enough to walk away from me. So maybe you should quit with all this attitude and just do as I say. If you don't, there'll be serious consequences for you. Got it? Hey Diane, are you there? You need to go out and get me a bunch more pajamas. What you brought me here is way too few. Honestly, what is the matter with you? It's like you're trying to sabotage me here. The doctor said that even with physical therapy, there's a chance I won't be able to use my left leg ever again.
So then that means that you'll pretty much have to spend the rest of your life in a wheelchair, right?
That is what it sounds like to me. But at least it's a good thing that I'll have you to do all the work that I can't do.
Does this mean that you still don't have any feeling in that leg of yours at all?
Yeah, I keep poking it, and I can barely feel anything at all. You must be feeling really, really bad for me, right? Then again, I guess it was me who should have been more careful in the first place. After all, I guess there are people out there who have it much more worse than I do when it comes to these kinds of things. By the way, I was just curious. Did I hear you and your mom laughing in the hallway the other day while I was there?
Oh, that, yes, actually, we were laughing. My mom just told me a really funny story that I hadn't heard. And we ended up laughing a bit in the hallway is all.
I see. So you two think that it's okay to tell your little jokes and laugh while I'm stuck in this hospital bed paralyzed? And then after that, did you end up going somewhere else with your mom? She probably told you off or something, didn't she?
No, she didn't have anything to tell me off about. But we did have a long talk, and she gave me some good advice.
I can't believe that I ended up married to such a useless woman. I just feel sorry for your parents who've had to deal with you for even longer. But it's just so terrible to know that even after all this time, I can't even rely on my wife to be there for me.
Tom, I don't really think that's fair. I want you to know that I'm going to try and be there for you as best as I can.
Oh, really? So, does this mean that you're finally going to do what I say when I say it? After all, I know that things look bad now, but if you just do what I say, we can get through this.
Well, that certainly does sound nice, but...
But nothing. That's my first order to you. I don't want to deal with your attitude anymore, do you understand? Also, I'm probably going to lose my job given the state that I'm in, which means that you'll have to start providing for the both of us. You'll be helping me out for the rest of your life. Diane, where are you? What are you doing right now?
What is it, Tom? What's the matter?
What's the matter? Is this supposed to be some kind of joke? Do you really not know what I'm going to say? Why aren't you coming to visit me in the hospital? If you don't come, I'm going to tell my mom that you're ignoring me. Now, hurry up and get over here with all those things that I told you that I needed over here.
I'm sorry, Tom, but I just don't think that I'm going to be able to do that for you. The truth is that your mom and I are on a vacation together right now. We're not going to be back until this weekend, actually.
Wait, what is that supposed to mean? You know I'm in the hospital right now, don't you?
Oh, of course we know that.
This has got to be some kind of joke, right? I mean, there's no way that my mom would go along with something like this. It can't be right. Why on earth would you two go and take a trip together while I'm stuck in the hospital like this?
Actually, if you really want to know, it was your mom who suggested that we do this trip in the first place.
My mom was the one who suggested that you two go and take this trip in the first place? But that doesn't make any sense. Why would she do that?
She said that she wanted to give me a reward for all my hard work. She told me that she knows how difficult it is putting up with you, and that she knows how hard I've been trying to keep up.
Oh, come on. There's no way that my mom would say that to you about me. You're lying to me and I know it.
It's really not a lie at all, Tom. Did you really think that your own mom doesn't know what kind of a man you are? She also knows all about the affairs you've been having behind my back.
Wait, what? What is that supposed to mean? What affairs?
I mean the fact that you've been cheating on me with someone from your office, right? In fact, you two were in the car, driving and fooling around when you got into the accident, right?
What in the world are you talking about? Have you hit your head or something? I really have no idea what any of this is about.
Ugh, come on, Tom. There's no use in lying at this point. I even have proof that you've been cheating on me. Remember when our neighbor said that they had seen you at the mall? Well, I was really trying to think about what actually might have happened. And then I thought about it and realized that you never used to work this kind of overtime. And that it was only recently that you started coming home so late. Then I started putting two and two together and decided that it would be best to hire a private investigator.
So then you just hired some guy to follow me around and write down my every move?
I know that you might think it was wrong of me, but then again, you were the one cheating and I think I had a right to know. So anyways, my PI got back to me and told me that he found proof that you were cheating on me. So, ever since then, I've just been getting things ready for our divorce. I just hope you know you can only blame yourself for this.
But this isn't fair. The accident and the affair had nothing to do with each other at all.
I'm not so sure about that. After all, I could hear it in your mom's voice how bad she felt for me.
When did you and Mom even talk about all of this?
Well, if you really want to know, when my mom came over and then she took me out, it was actually for lunch with your mom. She said she had something she wanted to tell us, and that's when she came clean about all of this. But I don't blame your mom. She clearly cares about you and didn't want to overstep, but it was also clear how much worried she was for me. And I told her all about some of the things that you said to me, and she was just shocked at how you treated me. In fact, you're the one always saying that you think your mom is going to chastise me for not listening to you, but how many times has she told you that you need to treat me better?
Oh, please. You just don't get it. My mom doesn't really care about you at all. She's just putting up a front to make you feel better is all.
Oh, really? Because that's not the impression I got while she was talking about how you were cheating on me. In fact, your mom was saying all about how you've always only ever thought about yourself.
How could she say that about her own son? What's the matter with her?
You know, I think that if I was in your mom's position, I would probably say the same thing, actually. After all, you've been horrible. You look down on me, insult me, cheat on me. Actually, do you want to know what your mom really told me? She told me she would understand if I didn't want to stick around to take care of you.
Hold on a second. Did she really say that? Doesn't she know that if you don't help me out, my life will practically be over?
Yes, I think we all know that. But I can't really think of one good reason you've given me to stay with you.
How can you say that? You're my wife, aren't you? Of course you're supposed to stay with me. It's till death do us part, right?
Oh, I think the love we had for each other died a long time ago. We've just been going through the motions for a while now. I was hoping that one day we would just naturally slip into finding ourselves as a happy family, but oh well. So you should know that when I get back from this trip, I'm going to start the divorce process.
So then, you are really just going to leave me when I'm at my absolute lowest?
There you again, talking to me as if you need me when you really just want someone to do work for you.
I knew that you had a couple of screws loose, but I didn't think that you'd actually be so cruel as to just abandon your husband like this.
You can say whatever you'd like, Tom, but the fact is that you've been nothing but disrespectful and dishonest with me. And the whole time that we've been married, I didn't think you said a single word of apology to me either.
Diane, please, think about what you're doing right now. I mean, we're still husband and wife. And who knows, I might even be able to keep my job after all of this. And when that happens, then you're really going to regret leaving me. Do you know that? And so I think that it's best if you just stay as my wife.
So you think I should just stay with you, hoping that you'll get better with no guarantee that you will? Because I was talking to the doctors and none of them are very hopeful for your recovery, you know? And I actually have some interviews lined up for full-time work for myself. Though if I get them, I certainly won't be wasting any time or energy on you. Even if I don't get those jobs, I'll still figure something out. I don't need you anymore.
Do you mean you really think that you'll be able to make it all alone in the real world? You have no idea what it's like out there at all.
I know plenty of divorced women who lead happy lives now that they're separated from their husbands.
I am telling you that it's not going to go well for you. You're going to fail. And then you're going to be poor and sad and lonely for the rest of your life.
I don't really need to be rich or anything like that at all. But as long as I'm not stuck with you for the rest of my life, that's all that really matters. So anyways, it sounds like you've got some serious thinking to do. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this vacation. I'll see you when I get back for the divorce. After that, I enjoyed my vacation and did start the divorce process once I got back. Of course, Tom tried to fight the process everywhere he could. But with all the evidence of his affair, he was only delaying the inevitable. Apparently, not even his own mother went to go and visit him after we all got back. Meanwhile, rumors were spreading about Tom at his work because of his affair. In the end, they were both fired for it. I also sued them both for the affair and was given quite the payout for my troubles. I really have no idea what Tom is up to now. I made a point to try and block him on everything after the divorce, and I've never looked back since doing that. Now, working a full-time job, I'm concentrating on myself and rediscovering who I am. If I happen to find love on this journey of mine, then that would be just fine, but I'm not in any rush. For now, I'm just taking life one day at a time. I still keep in touch with Tom's mother now and then, but I insist she not tell me anything about that man at all. After all was said and done, however, I still felt like I wouldn't be able to move past what I had been through living in the same place. I've decided to pack up my life and move to a new town through a transfer program in my new company. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Sally, Are you on your way back home yet? I can come and pick you up in the car if you need a lift.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna stay here a little while longer.
But it's getting late. I'm worried about you. How about you wrap things up soon?
I'm not a kid, William. Let me stay out and have fun with my friends. Even high school kids studying at night school stay out this late. I hardly think you have anything to worry about. Don't you think you're being a little dramatic?
But you're pregnant, Sally. You've been getting awful morning sickness lately, and sometimes you feel so rough you can barely move. I don't see why you should be taking unnecessary risks. Why not just take it easy till after the baby's born?
But I am taking it easy.
You said last time you were out with your buddies and ended up spending the whole next day in bed.
Well, I feel fine today, so that won't happen this time.
I see.
Besides, we're into the stable period now. I wasn't used to being pregnant back then, but now I know my limits. Stop worrying and take a chill pill, okay?
You might be in the stable period, but you'll be 8 months pregnant soon. You're the one who's constantly saying that you don't feel well, right?
Sure, I feel a little rough from time to time, but I haven't ballooned up like some girls do. My bump is small, and I think as pregnancies go, mine is on the more manageable side. My girlfriends who have kids say I'm breezing it compared to how it was for them. Anyway, one of my friends said she'd drive me home when we're done, so I don't need you to come get me.
If you say you're fine, I won't say anything more on the matter. But I do wish you'd rest up at home. Are you sure the reason you keep feeling bad doesn't have something to do with you going out with your friends again the instant you feel better?
What do you expect? My free time is going to disappear entirely the moment this kid is born. I have to make the most of what I have now.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a given when you have kids. But it's not like you'll be doing everything on your own. I'll always be here to help you out with the housework and diapers. I promise I'll make sure you still have time for yourself. I just want to make sure you take more care in looking after your body, that's all.
And like I told you, I'm absolutely fine, and I don't need you worrying about me every 5 seconds. Stop trying to control my every move by barking orders at me all the time. I'm anxious and stressed enough as it is with being pregnant. The last thing I need is you on my case like an overprotective mother. Just let me do what I want and leave me alone.
Jesus, Sally, I'm just worried, that's all.
Yeah? Well, it makes me cringe, and I'm sick and tired of it. It's precisely because you're this freaking annoying that we've been sleeping in separate bedrooms for months. If you carry on acting like this, I'm sure to end up with postnatal depression. Before long, I'll be faced with the biggest challenge of my life, bringing a little boy into the world. But for some reason, you think you get to boss me around and treat me like your own personal slave just because I'm pregnant?
I'm sorry.
I assure you, I am taking it easy, so just relax, okay? Don't you trust me?
It's not that I don't trust you. I do. It's just that being pregnant is a big thing. You never know what might happen, and we have the baby to think about now.
Well, I'm the one who's pregnant, not you, and I'm telling you for the millionth time that I'm absolutely fine.
Fine, I get it. But I hope you really are taking it easy. Please don't overdo it, babe. If anything happens, you can message me whenever you need to. Day or night, rain or shine, I'll drop whatever I'm doing and be out there in a heartbeat.
Yep, got it. All right, I'll be home in a few hours. Can you clean the bath for me before I get back?
Sure thing. Be careful on the way home. How are you feeling, Sally?
Not great. I think I'll be spending today in bed.
I see. Do you think you'll be able to manage any supper? If there's anything you want, just let me know, and I'll shoot out to PepSmart to get it.
Well, I've really been craving hamburgers lately. Oh, and could you pick up some watermelon while you're at it? I want something cold and refreshing.
Are you sure hamburgers are a good idea while you're pregnant? Isn't the advice that you should keep it light? I'm not sure all that fat grease is a good idea, especially if you're not feeling so great.
Geez, William, there's no harm in eating something a little naughty every now and then. Do you want me to go insane? How about you let me enjoy something for once? There's only so much grilled chicken and broccoli a girl can take.
All right, fine. Hamburgers and a watermelon it is. I'll head out now.
Yeah, you do that.
You seem to be ill an awful lot lately. Did they say anything at your last checkup?
Nope, apparently everything came back fine.
I see. Oh yeah, you'll be heading back to your mom and dad's place next week, right? Will you be able to fly?
What choice do I have? I can't go home if I don't get on the plane, doofus. Oh wait, is this where you start going off at me again about why I need to have the baby here and not at my parents' place? This has already been decided, William. How many times do we have to go over it? I'm having the baby at my mom and dad's house, and that's final.
Geez, Sally, I know. I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. I was just worried about whether you'd be okay to fly with how under the weather you've constantly seemed to be lately. Of course, I'd love to see my boy as soon as he's born, though.
I'll send a picture.
And videos, too.
Yes, fine. How many times do we have to have the same goddamn discussion?
Whoa. Would you calm down? There really isn't any need to get defensive. I'm not attacking you, you know? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Did you go out yesterday? Dave, my coworker, said he saw someone who looked like you.
No, I felt like crap yesterday too, so I was in bed all day. Like hell I'd be crazy enough to leave the house feeling like that.
Right. All right. Just a lookalike then.
Obviously, moron. I feel so bad I can't even do the housework. Do you seriously think I'm in any fit state to go out? Oh, and can you get the laundry done when you get home? It's piling up like crazy.
Laundry? Got it.
I'm sorry for leaving you to do all the housework like this.
You're pregnant. It's hardly your fault you feel like crap. I really don't mind. The only thing that matters to me is that you take good care of yourself and that baby boy in your belly.
Thank you, William. I'm so lucky to have such a kind husband. I'm grateful for you.
Sally, how's it going? You don't feel under the weather again, do you?
Nope, I feel great today. Why? What's wrong?
You haven't messaged me at all since you went back to your folks' place.
Sorry, I haven't really been checking my phone much since I got home. Besides, I'm as pregnant gets and as sleepy as a sloth. To be honest, I'm kind of enjoying being spoiled by my mom and dad.
I knew they'd take good care of you.
Yep, I'm well and truly letting my hair down here.
That's great, babe. I'm pleased to hear it. I was thinking of heading down there on the day of the birth.
Huh? What? Why? Why would you do that?
'Cause I want to be there for the birth of my little boy, of course.
You don't have to do that. I'd rather you didn't see me after giving birth.
All right. So I won't literally be standing watching as you give birth, but I would still like to see my son. How about I go out or wait in another room?
But there's no guarantee I'll actually give birth on the planned day. You don't have to go out of your way to fly all the way down here. If you're going to take some time off work, then do it when I come home instead. I'd feel a lot more at ease that way.
But in any case, I'll be heading down after the birth anyway. So why not make it early?
Because I want to focus on the birth now and don't need you interfering with that. Even if you did come early, I wouldn't be able to spend any time with you.
You don't have to.
No, you're not coming. You just inconvenience us.
Inconvenience? I'm your husband and the father of our son, Sally. Why do you speak to me like that?
Oh my God, William, why are you like this? Speaking to you is so tiring and stressful. Are you trying to make me miscarry? Quit pestering me. I don't want to hear from you again until after the birth. Leave me alone to have my pregnancy in peace. My hormones are all over the place and I'm very temperamental. I'm crazy irritable and I flip out at the most trivial things. Why would you even want anything to do with me when I'm like this?
Fine. Message received loud and clear. All right. I'll head down after the birth.
Sorry for being so selfish. I promise, I'll message you after our son's been born.
Sally, I need an explanation. It's already been a month since the birth. You still haven't come home from your parents' place. I still haven't met my son. You need to tell me what's going on. I'm totally in the dark here.
I don't want to see you.
What? You don't want to see me? But why not? You threaten me with divorce if I have the nerve to show up at your folks' house because I want to see my son? I have no idea what's going on, and nothing you're doing makes any sense. I tried messaging your mom, but she flat out refused to discuss anything to do with you.
Sorry. I guess I just wasn't ready to do what I had to do.
What you had to do? What does that mean?
Can we break up?
Huh? Why?
Because I'm not worthy of being your wife.
Why not? What's that supposed to mean? I need an explanation here, Sally. None of this makes any sense.
The birth, I failed. Our baby is dead.
Huh?
I'm so sorry I couldn't tell you. I was so shocked. I couldn't even bring myself to accept it, let alone tell you. I did nothing but cry all day, every day. I'm not fit to be with you anymore, and I don't deserve to be your wife.
I see. That sucks. Oh well, you tried. That must have been a real pain in the butt, huh?
What the hell? What's so funny? The birth was a failure? You know what that means, don't you? This isn't the time to be screwing around, you jerk.
But there was never a baby, was there?
Huh?
You were never pregnant. It was all a lie from the beginning, right? Is this how desperate you were to go out with your friend?
What are you talking about?
I know everything, so you can cut the crap already. I know all about your affair.
I don't know what you mean. I'm at my mom and dad's house right now.
No, you're not. I did some digging. I've known that's not really where you are for ages now.
What?
You're not with your parents. You're at your lover's house. I've known since before you left. Remember back when I said my coworker Dave said he saw you out that time? Well, it played on my mind ever since. I tried to forget about it, but he was so adamant about it that it was you, and I just couldn't put my mind to rest. So I decided to hire a private investigator to find out the truth.
No way.
Yes, way.
So why did you wait all this time to tell me?
Because it took me a while to come to terms with the fact that my wife was cheating on me. Not to mention the shock of finding out that you lied about being pregnant to cover it up. I've been doing a lot of thinking about what the hell would possess the woman I thought I knew and loved to do something like that. But I don't need to think about it anymore, and I'm fully prepared to do what I have to do.
Is that why you suddenly announced you were going to show up to be there before the birth?
Yep, I wanted to see how you'd react. There was still a part of me that wanted to believe in you back then.
No, William, you're wrong. I did this for a reason.
A reason? You mean you wanted to get piped by your lover boy behind my back? You knew that if you said you were pregnant, you could get out of doing the housework and you'd be free to meet him whenever you wanted. You had this all planned out with your lover, didn't you? Your endgame was to divorce me and take half of my assets, right?
What?
I wanted to know why you were so emotionally unavailable and weirdly evasive all the time. Even after I found out about the affair, I wanted to know more, because I figured if it was just an affair you wanted, there would have been less complicated, less insane, less morally corrupt ways of going about it. I had the private investigator look into you both even further. And before long, I found myself in possession of chat logs of the most absurdly sinister conversations I've ever seen. It was at that moment that I knew what I had to do.
I'm so sorry. To tell you the truth, I wanted to break up with you way earlier. But Max, my boyfriend, suggested things would go a lot more smoothly if I pretended to be pregnant instead.
So naturally, you decided to blindly accept whatever he told you, and participated in one of the sickest and most morally abhorrent asset grabs in the history of human race. Tell me, Sally, how did all that make you feel?
It was awful.
Right. I can't believe you actually went as far as finding pictures of other women's ultrasounds online to trick me. You rearranged the furniture in your boyfriend's bedroom to make it look like the room you'd be giving birth in at your parents' house too, huh? Was it worth it? Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Did you go on vacation with Loverboy with the money that I gave you to keep you going while we were apart for the birth? Did you at least have a good time?
I'm so sorry. I've been such a fool. I should have never lied. I should have just been open with you from the beginning.
You told your parents you had to escape because I was physically abusing you, didn't you? They offered me a groveling apology when I sent them the proof of your affair.
What? My parents know.
Yeah, of course they do, 'cause I told them.
But they haven't said anything to me.
That's because I asked them not to mention it until I let them know I was done talking to you.
Oh my God.
I guess after faking a pregnancy, I shouldn't be surprised that you wouldn't hesitate to involve your innocent parents in your sick, twisted web of lies. But you must be a special kind of moron to think your boyfriend genius suggestion was ever going to lend anything other than you getting found out.
But William, I've never liked anyone as much as I like him. I lose my head when he's involved. We may have met through an app, but I can tell he's serious about me. He said we could get married if I divorced you.
He's only after your money.
No way, he's not like that. He's not.
You're not the only woman he's seeing. I'm pretty sure the only reason he suggested you to fake the pregnancy was to drag this thing out and leech as much money off me as humanly possible.
Don't make comments on things you don't understand. You don't know my Max.
The only one who doesn't understand is you. Think about it. If it had been down to you, you would have broken up with me right away, right? Who was it that opposed you and insisted we stay together?
He was only thinking of my best interest. He didn't want me to end up in a bad situation, that's all.
If that was true, would your life be in the huge mess it is now? Tell me, Sally, has he ever asked you for money?
Well, yes, but it was only to help him out. I lent him a little because he said he was in trouble.
So you don't know about the debt?
The debt?
He has a long track record of taking out loans from several loan sharks of varying trustworthiness.
He never told me about that. I know you're just telling lies to try to make me break up with him because you're jealous. It's not gonna work.
What reason would I have to lie about anything? I'm agreeing to the divorce just like you wanted me to. I couldn't care less whether you guys break up or stay together. That said, you will both be paying me every cent of the compensation you're gonna owe me.
Actually, Max didn't come home yesterday. He normally replies to my messages instantly, but his phone switched off now. William, do you know anything about this?
He might be at the police station.
What?
There are currently 7 women filing charges against him for fraud. And I, being a good, honest citizen, may or may not have informed the local authorities as to his whereabouts.
Wait, what the hell? Oh my God, has this all just been one big lie all along? So he really was seeing other women? He really was just after me for my money?
That's what I said, isn't it? Even the house you guys have been living at doesn't belong to him. It's one of his other victims' names on the deed.
I'm so sorry. I'll come home immediately.
Where to?
Our house.
We don't have a house anymore.
What?
I told you, didn't I? That I was ready to do what I had to do. I moved ages ago. And I never want to see your face again. And having you burst into tears and beg for my forgiveness would just be annoying.
What about my things?
I sent them to your parents' place. Your mom and dad were fine with it. You can message them and arrange to collect it yourself.
William, I really am sorry. I can't believe what an idiot I've been.
It's too late to realize that now.
Please, I'll do anything. Please, won't you just help me out? Even if it's just for a little while I get back on my feet? I can't message my mom and dad now. Not after they found out what I did. They'll give up on me, I just know it.
Well, you did lie about being pregnant to cheat on me. Who can blame them? Why would I help you after what you did to me? I'd have to be nuts to even consider it.
No, I'm a victim in all this too. You just said yourself how he deceived me.
But you told me you never liked anyone as much as this guy. Surely your feelings have to count for something. How about you have faith in him and wait to see if he comes back? He's not the kind of man to lie to you, right?
But if what you told me is true, waiting wouldn't make a difference. I'm begging you. Please just help me for a little while.
Don't screw me around. I was over the moon when you told me you were pregnant. I did a bunch of research on pregnancy and childbirth, bought a bunch of books about childcare, and worked twice as hard as I ever had at the office to make sure you guys had everything you ever needed. But even though I was busy at work, I still found time to do all the housework to make sure you never had to lift a finger because I trusted you.
I'm so sorry.
As if that wasn't enough for you, next you lied about having a miscarriage. You're the most vile, despicable human being I've ever met.
No, you're wrong. That was all his idea. I tried to tell him it was wrong, but he wouldn't listen. I wanted to tell you, I swear.
But in the end, you still did as he told you.
William, I'm so sorry. I'll do whatever it takes to make up for this. Please, let me stay by your side.
I thought you found talking to me irritating and cringeworthy. You had no intentions of ever coming home if things with Scammer Boy went well. If you mean it when you say you'll do whatever it takes to make up for the crap you pulled, then never come near me again. You can have your divorce. Aren't you happy? You got exactly what you wanted. I soon realized during the discussion for the divorce proceedings that banging my head against a brick wall would have more productive than talking to my wife. So I decided to call her parents and have them be present for talks. Sally was like a different person when her parents arrived, suddenly seemingly barely even able to speak. And within 5 minutes of their arrival, she signed the divorce papers. She even agreed to pay the compensation. She ended up paying the half of my assets she got during the divorce back in compensation. So when all was said and done, she didn't have a single cent to show for any of her efforts. Then, to add insult to injury for my wayward ex-wife, her parents disowned her, just like she feared they would. In the end, she was left isolated and alone, without a soul in the world to rely on. Having no other options, she did wait for a while in the hopes that her lover would come back to her. But she soon realized that too was futile when she got word he'd been sentenced to 5 years in jail. A month later, Sally got evicted from his house due to him no longer paying the rent on it. It was probably at that moment that the harsh, brutal reality of her situation set in. What goes around comes around, folks. As for me, after moving the house and finally getting done with the divorce and putting my ex-wife behind me once and for all, I finally regained my happiness and peace of mind. I still find myself getting a little riled up when I think about what she did, and even now, but it sure beats the hell that I was living through. I want to forget my ex-wife as soon as I possibly can, for the good of my own health. The biggest revenge I could possibly take on her is to lead a life of happiness and joy and abundance. A broken heart doesn't heal overnight, but I'm confident it will one day. And in the meantime, I intend to take the bull by the horns and lead life with hope and optimism for the future.